Very good morning to all of you guys. Welcome back. So in the last session, we started with standard costing, wherein we discussed the concept of standard costing. Thereafter, we discussed material variances. I hope you guys have revised what I have discussed till now. So let me give you a brief about what I have discussed in the previous session. We have discussed material variances, wherein we first discussed material cost variance, wherein it was a standard quantity into standard price minus actual quantity into actual price. Further, we discussed material price variance, it is standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. Thereafter, we discussed material usage variance, that is standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. Again, two parts. Material mix variance, that is standard mix minus actual quantity into standard price. Thereafter, material yield variance, that is standard quantity minus standard mix into standard mix. So this is all what we have discussed till now. I hope you guys have solved the questions on material variances. Still, for your reference, I'll be discussing one question of material variance. So I request you guys to please open your study material. I request you guys to please open your study material. I'm discussing practical question number 2 of the study material. Very good morning, Rishita. Very good morning, Komal, Manisha, Vikas Singh, Diksha Agarwal. Very good morning to all of you. Very good morning, Darshan. Very good morning, Bhumika. I request you guys to please open study material. I'm discussing practical question number 2 of the study material. So let's start with practical question number 2. Again, the concept, everything is same. So the standard mix to produce 1 unit of a product is as follows. So for every unit, they are giving the details wherein material X 60 units, material Y 80 units, material Z 100 units, total 240 units. Further, the price is given. Now, during the month of April, 10 units were actually produced and the consumption was as follows. So the details, the actual production was 10 units. Calculate all the material variances. So herein the budgeted data is given. and the budgeted output is 1 unit, and it requires 3 types of raw material X, Y, and Z. $60, $80, and $100. About the price, it is 15, 20, and 25. This is the data given for 1 unit of output. So the total inputs are 240 units. That is, the total input of raw material is 240 units. From this 240 units, we are getting 1 unit as output. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि 239 नॉर्मल लॉस हो गया. काफी इंडस्ट्रीज ऐसी हैं जिसके अंदर हमें मल्टीपल इनपुट्स करने पड़ते हैं टू गेट 1 यूनिट एज एन आउटपुट. सो इट डजंट मीन दैट द रिमेनिंग इज नॉर्मल लॉस. नॉर्मल लॉस हर इंडस्ट्री में नहीं होता है. नाउ very good morning, Suraj, Farah, Suman, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar. So now during the month of April, they manufactured 10 units. When talking about the actual data, the actual output is 10 units. Further, when talking about the quantity, price, and amount. So quantity was 640, 950, and 870. 640, 950, and 870. Total input is 2460. Further, the rate is given 17.5, 18. And 27.5. Further, the amount is also given, that is 11,200. $17,100. $23,925. So the total cost for 10 units is 52,225. So this is the budgeted data given and this is the actual data given. Very good morning, Kiran. Now my point is, are these two figures comparable? Just waiting for your answers. Are these two figures comparable? Yes or no? Are these two figures comparable? Yes or no? As I told you guys, in case of material, waiting for your answers, guys. My basis of comparison is output. So are these two figures comparable? Yes or no? Waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, very good. Darshan, Bhumika, Suman, Diksha, Sushil, Sankaran, Akshay, Mr. Vishwanath, Farah, Ishan, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Anupam, Kiran, Himanshu, and Rajesh. Very good, guys. Now, guys, can you make these two data comparable? I mean, yes, we can. So we have to prepare revised standard. So can anyone tell me how much will be the revised standard quantity for X? Yes, waiting for your answers. How much will be the revised standard quantity for X? How much will be the revised standard quantity for X? Okay, so I've got answer from Darshan. Your answer is correct. Rushita, incorrect answer, my dear. Very good, Wahida. Very good, Rushita. Very good, Anupam. So, Darshan, your answer is correct. Rushita Sharma, I'm surprised your answer is incorrect. So, what will be the revised standard quantity for X? Okay, so I've got answer from Suman, Himanshu, both. Yes, your answers are correct. Diksha Agarwal, incorrect answer. Darshan, very good, correct answer. Bhumika, I think you are finding it difficult. But don't worry, I'll be discussing few questions. So by the end of the session, you will be thorough with standard costing. So no need to worry. But as of now, your answer is incorrect. Ishan Bist, incorrect answer, my dear. Okay, so Sushil Kumar Barik, again incorrect answer. Mr. Vishwanath Reddy, incorrect answer. Anupam Tiwari, very good, your answer is correct. Kavita, again incorrect answer. Farah, incorrect answer. Mr. Sankaran, very good, your answer is correct. Yes. Yes, I want everyone to answer, guys. Okay, so Aisha Safa Sayed, incorrect answer. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, incorrect answer. R. Wahida Afreen, incorrect answer. Okay, Aisha, incorrect answer. Miss Singh Rajiv Kumar, R. Wahida Afreen, incorrect answer. Rest everyone. Kiran Shukla, waiting for your answer, my dear. Himanshu, Rajesh, Bhumika, again incorrect answer. Ishan, very good, your answers are correct. Vishwanath, incorrect answer. Yes, Kiran Shukla, Nehal Patel, Sushil Kumar, okay, your answer is incorrect. So now, guys, this was the main reason I want to discuss this question. अब हुआ क्या, काफी लोगों ने, what people did, what few of the students did, that 60 is for X and this is 240. So how much will be for 2460? Few students followed this approach. So 60 divided by 240 into 2460. So people got this answer 615. This answer is incorrect. I understand. Don't worry, Kiran. Just have some patience. So many of the students calculated 615. This answer is incorrect. So to learn the concept in a better way, the best approach is that first you should understand that where you guys are going wrong. So herein, this answer 615 you guys have calculated is incorrect. Now, what is the correct answer? Most of the students posted this answer. Kiran Shukla, please listen carefully what I'm saying. So this 615 is incorrect. Why it is incorrect? Because this is the input, that is X, Y, Z. The total input is what? 240 and the actual input is what? 2460. So herein, as I told you guys, in case of material, the basis of comparison is what? My output. My output should be the same. So this answer is incorrect. Now, what is the correct answer? Please check the output. How much is the budgeted output? It is given in the question 1 unit. How much is the actual output? It is given in the question 10 unit. So as I told you guys, to make the two figures comparable, you have to check the output. So herein this data is for 1 unit of output. This data is for 10 units of output. That's why these two figures are not comparable. Now, how to make them comparable? Very simple, guys. 60 for X. 60 units is for 1 unit of output. Total 60 units of raw material is consumed for 1 unit of output. So for 10 units of output, how much? सीधी और आसान भाषा में एक यूनिट बनाने के लिए 60 यूनिट्स लगते हैं. एक यूनिट बनाने के लिए 60 यूनिट्स लगते हैं. So for 10 units, how much? Very simple, 600. Again, 1 unit requires 80 units of raw material. So for 10 units, how much it will be required? 800 units. Again, 1 unit requires 100 units of raw material. So for 10 units, how much raw material will be required? 1000. So 15, 20, and 25. So this will be 9,000. This will be 16,000. And this will be 25. And the total cost will be 50. See guys, the total input is 240 units and we are getting an output of 1 unit. इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि 239 units is the normal loss. This is not the case. Let's say I'm into automobile industry. I do manufacture car. Now to manufacture one car, let's say 2,300 units are required. Tire, nut, bolt, steering, engine parts, AC vents, everything. So after these 2,000, let's say 2,300 inputs, we are getting one output as one car. So it doesn't mean that 2,299 is the normal loss. Normal loss हर industry में नहीं होता है. So very important, before starting the question, you just see the first thing what you should see is the output, that how much is the budgeted output given and how much is the actual output given. So I hope the students who have posted wrong answer. Okay, so how come you calculated 2,400? Can you please explain, Diksha? So I hope the students who have posted wrong answer, your queries resolved. That is Ms. Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Bhumika, Mr. Vishwanath. I hope your queries are resolved. So very important, guys. You have to, first thing what you should check is the output. That how much is my budgeted output? How much is my actual output? Don't focus on input. Most of the students find it difficult, this chapter difficult, because they don't understand the concept. So guys, the first thing what you should check is output. So yes, the students who have posted wrong answer, waiting for your reply. I hope your query is addressed. Now you are clear with the concept. Ms. Singh, Rajiv Kumar, very good. Farah, very good. Bhumika, Sushil Kumar, Diksha Agarwal, waiting for your comment. I hope your concepts are okay. Aisha, Safa, Sayyed, R. Wahida, Afreen, Mr. Vishwanath, Sushil, Ishan, Rushita, Before starting with the next point, I want everyone in this session to be thorough with the concept. The first point, what you should check in a question is that how much is the budgeted output and how much is the actual output. Now, if no information is given as regards budgeted output and actual output, we will assume that budgeted output and actual output is same. So no need to prepare revised standard. Yes, Mr. Vishwanath, Diksha. Yes, Diksha, perfect. So the first thing in the question, what you should check is what? The output. So this is how I calculated 600, 800 and 1000. So my total input will be how much? Okay, I think you have posted the total 2,400. Kiran Shukla, hopefully your query is resolved. If you are finding it difficult, please post your query. I think you have attended the last session also. Yes, Kiran. So the point is, guys, the first thing what you should check is the output. So if the budgeted output and actual output are same, then no need to prepare revised standard. But yes, if there is any difference between the budgeted output and actual output, then we have to prepare revised standard. So now this master chart is ready. Yes, Kiran, waiting for your comment. Aisha, hopefully your query was resolved. Kavita, I hope you are able to done with the concepts. I mean, Kavita Lasmal. So now let's proceed further with the first part, that is material cost variance. So now I have discussed the concepts in detail. Now how to present in exam. So prepare this table, then write down material cost variance, the formula. Again, you guys can now prepare the formula. How these formulas are derived, I've already discussed. So herein, when talking about material cost variance, to manufacture 10 units, how much cost was supposed to be incurred? 50,000. How much cost is that is actually incurred? 52,225. So 2,225 adverse. This will be my material cost variance. Alternatively, as I told you, that for X 600 units at the rate 15 minus 640 at the rate 7.5. That is standard quantity into standard price minus actual quantity into actual price. So you can calculate it in similar way also. So writing the formula for your reference. Now the next is, yes, Darshan, you can. Now the next is material price variance. Again, when talking about the price variance, it represents the work done by the purchase manager. So what should be at purchase? What should be the price as targeted by the management in case of X? Very simple, 15. But at what price they actually purchased? 17.5. Again, this much is the quantity that is actually purchased by the purchase manager. Similarly, in second case, at what price the Y should be purchased? 20. At what price the Y is actually purchased? 18 into 950. Similarly, in third case, at what price X should be purchased? 25. At what price as X was actually purchased? 27.5 into 870. So herein again, we have to write the formula also. You guys can derive the formula very easily. That is standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. The major point is that you should understand how these formulas are prepared. No need to ratify this formula. Try to prepare your own formulas. So further next part, we're talking about material usage variance. How much quantity we are supposed to use in case of X? That is 600 units. The name itself says usage. कितना quantity use होना चाहिए था, कितना quantity actually use हुआ. So how much quantity we were supposed to use to manufacture 10 units? 600. How much quantity we actually used? 640 into, again, this represents the work done by the purchase manager. So we will not be taking actual price, but we'll be taking standard price. Very good, Sankaran. So when talking about the formula for usage again, how much quantity was supposed to be used? Standard quantity minus actual quantity we used into standard price. Next is material mix variance. So now to calculate the material mix variance, we uses inputs. To calculate the material mix variance, we uses the actual input. So here in my actual input is 2460. This should be in the ratio of 60 is to 80 is to 100. So to calculate standard mix, the ratio should be 60, 40, 100. Again, 2460. This is what? My actual input. This should be in the ratio of 60 is to 80 is to 100. So my standard mix will be this should be 615. This will be 820. This will be 102. So this 2460 should be in the ratio of 615, 820 and 1025. So this should be my standard mix. Minus my actual mix is 640, 950 and 870. So minus actual quantity into standard mix. So herein 615, 820, 1025 minus 640, 950 and 870 into my price, that is 15, 20 and 20. So this is how material mix variance will be calculated. Now talking about material yield variance. Very good Sankaran, very good Komal. So when talking about material yield variance, either you can apply the formula or else you can calculate yield variance in my way, that to manufacture these 10 units, how much input was required to, the work was supposed to be completed in 2400 units of input. But the work was completed in 2460 units of input into my weighted average price, that is 50,000 divided by 24. So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. If you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your query. I further request you guys to please copy the solution. So Kiran, Kavita, Bhumika, hopefully you are now thorough with the concepts. Yes, Kavita, Kiran and Bhumika. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Yes, Kiran, Bhumika and Kavita. So, Bhumika, when talking about material yield variances, these 10 units should be manufactured using 2400 units of input. But to manufacture these 10 units, the total input was 2460. That is 60 units extra. Average price, that is 50,000 divided by 2400. I repeat again, Anupam, when talking about material yield variances, these 10 units should be manufactured using 2400 units of raw material. But to manufacture these 10 units, 2460 units, 2460 units were consumed. That is how much extra units were consumed? 60 units extra were consumed. Now, when talking about what will be the price of these 60 units, because these 60 units can be of X, Y, Z, anyone. So better take the weighted average price. So 60 into the weighted average price, that is the standard price, that is 50,000 divided by 2400. So guys, very important point when talking about material, the basis of comparison is output. So first see what is the output. If there is any normal loss is given, then deduct the normal loss and calculate the output. But if in the first line of the question, the budgeted output and actual output are given, then follow the instruction. But if the question is silent about output, very important guys, if the question is silent about output, then we will assume that output is same. So no need to prepare revised standard. Diksha Agarwal, to calculate the material mix variance. Again, for material mix variance, we need to calculate standard mix. That is, what should be the mix? See, my actual inputs are 2460. This should be in the ratio of 60, 80, and 800. In simple terms, Diksha, suppose your mom requests you to prepare few cups of tea, and she advised you that the mix should be 60% of milk and 40% of water. But what you actually did is that you used 70% milk and 30% of water. Again, so due to this change in mix, chai ka cost आपका बढ़ जाएगा. So that is why what we do calculate material mix variance. Most of the syllabus is done, Khushi. Yes, Varsha, 1 second. Khushi, maximum syllabus complete ho gaya hai. Only one chapter is left in my batch. That is marginal costing, and one more faculty, some other faculty will be discussing budgetary control. Rest the syllabus is over. Okay, Varsha, please take your time. So guys, once the master chart is ready, you can solve any question. So I've got a request from Nehal Patel that sir, please calculate illustration number 3 and 4. So Nehal, I'll be discussing illustration number 3 and 4, but not completely. I'll be preparing the master chart for your reference. Rest all the variances you can easily calculate. So let's start with illustration number 3 of study material. I'm discussing illustration number 3 of study material, guys. The standard cost of a chemical mixture is as follows, that is 40% of A at the rate 20, 60% of B at the rate 30. The standard loss is 10% of input is expected in production. The cost records for a period shows that 90 kgs of material A at a cost of 18, 110 kgs of material B at a cost of 34 per kg. The quantity produced was 182 kgs of good product. Calculate the material cost, price, and usage variance. So let's start with illustration number 3. Again, 40% of A, so we'll write 40. If 40 is A, 60 will be B, 100 will be the total input. Again, the loss is how much? 10% of input. So my normal loss will be 10% of input and my final output will be how much? 90. So for every 90 units of output, we need 40 units of A, 60 units of B. Total input will be 100, 10 will be the normal loss and 90 will be my output. Further, when talking about the price also, it is given in the question we have to purchase A at the rate 20 and B at the rate 30. So when talking about the actual quantity and actual price, it is 90, 110. The total input is 200. Further, it is mentioned in the question that the output is 182. So 18 will be the normal loss. Further, when talking about the price, it is 18 and 34. Now, guys, again, herein these two figures are not comparable, so we'll calculate the revised, we'll prepare the revised standard. So quantity so now when talking about A, 40 inputs for 90 output. So for 182 output, how much? 40 inputs for 90 output. So for 182 units, how much? 80.88. Similarly, 60 inputs for 90 output. So for 182 output, how much? One to 1.33. This will be 3640. So now once the master chart is ready, you can solve any question. If you guys have any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your queries. नो वरीज खुशी गुप्ता, आप जो है नेक्स्ट चैप्टर से ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. देयर इज वन मोर सेशन ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड कॉस्टिंग. सो वंस दिस चैप्टर गेट्स ओवर, यू कैन ज्वाइन मार्जिनल कॉस्टिंग. इट डजंट मेक एनी डिफरेंस कि आप बीच में से अगर कोई बैच ज्वाइन करे. फ्रॉम एनी चैप्टर यू कैन ज्वाइन माई लेक्चर्स. एज फार एज आई नो अबाउट माई लेक्चर्स, हर चैप्टर आई विल बी ट्रीटिंग एज अ सेपरेट यूनिट एंड आई एम डिस्कसिंग दैट चैप्टर सेपरेटली. सो पुराने चैप्टर से मैं कुछ भी लिंक नहीं करता. Everything I start with the fresh concepts and everything. So there is no link with any other chapter. You can start from the next chapter, that is marginal costing. So I hope, Nehal, your query is resolved. So the point is, guys, whenever you see a question on material material variances, try to prepare this master chart. Once this master chart is ready, you can solve any question. So now, Nehal, I hope you can solve illustration number 4 on your own. You can show, it's up to you. Nehal, again I repeat, see, herein the output is given, that is 182 units. Here the output is given, so the balance will be the normal loss, my dear. Very good, Ashwini. Nehal Patel, again, don't do any sort of stunts while solving the questions. Just follow the instructions that are given in the question and start solving the question step by step. You can show, my dear, this will be 182 and the balance will be the loss. Nehal, hopefully your query is resolved. Yes, Nehal. Okay, guys, now a question for you. I want you guys to solve the question. So herein, when talking about the budgeted data, the information is given wherein We are using two types of raw material, A and B. 300 units of A, 200 units of B. The total input is 500 units. We are purchasing A at the rate 20 and B at the rate 30. But when talking about the actual output, actual data, we have used 350 units of A and 220 units of B. Further, the price was 25 and 28. So you are required to calculate material cost variance, material price variance, material usage variance, material mix variance, and material yield variance. So guys, waiting for your answers. I request you guys to please post your answers. I request you guys to please post your answers. This is the question as given. The budgeted data is given and actual data is given. Further, you guys have to calculate the material cost variance, price, usage, mix, and yield. So I request you guys to please post your answer. And again, don't take that much of time. Just try to solve it as fast as possible. Again, before starting with the solution, read the question carefully. Anupam Tiwari, when talking about the question, the budgeted data is given. That is, we are using two types of raw material, that is A and B. Again, 300 units of A, 200 units of B. The total input is 500. When talking about the price, it is 20 and 30. When talking about the actual data, it is 350, 220, and 570. And the price is 25 and 28. The price is 20 and 30. So waiting for your answers, guys. Anupam, hopefully the question is visible to you. Farah, Manish sir, are you there? Manish sir? Manish sir, the question and the board is visible? Okay. Yeah. So giving you 5 minutes, 7 minutes time, I request you guys to please post your answers. Okay, so I've got answer from Rashmi Podar. I need to check Rashmi. But very good, Rashmi. You're the first one to post the answer. Again, she has posted material cost variance. So rest everyone quick, waiting for your answers, guys. Okay, so Darshan is the first one to post all the answers. And I need to check Darshan. I've got answers of Darshan has posted material cost, material mix, material yield, material price and usage. All the answers Darshan has posted. So let me check Darshan. Very good, Darshan. I've got answer from Bhumika. Again, Ishan has posted material cost, price, usage, mix, and yield. Let me check, Ishan. I think your answers are matching with Darshan. Again, Varsha posted cost variance. Neil Patel, cost variance. Okay. Sankaran. I need to check Sankaran. Yes, Kiran, Bhumika, waiting for your answers. Ashwini. Kavita, Sushil, where are you, my dear? Waiting for your answers. Himanshu, Aisha, Safa, Sayyed, Sudhanshu, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Anupam. Okay, I've got answer from Harshita. Again, Harshita, your answers are matching with Darshan and Ishan. Varsha, you have to calculate. Okay, I've got answer from Komal also. I think there is some typing error in material yield variance. Rest everything is, I think, matching with the other students. In fact, few students. So Varsha, you need to calculate cost, price, usage, mix, and yield variance. Okay, I've got answer from Anisha, Sankaran, Nehal Patel, Rajesh, Rushita, Kavita. Okay, so I've not received answer from Kiran Shukla, Bhumika. Waiting for your answers, guys. Very good, Sushil. I need to check the answers. So, guys, this is the question. This is the information that is given in the question. Now, guys, this question is silent about the output. Again, guys, very important. This question is silent about the output. So, we will assume that output is same and no need to prepare revised standard. We'll assume that the output is same and no need to prepare revised standard. So herein, very simple, we will calculate material cost variance as 12,000 was my budgeted cost and my actual cost is 14,910. So 2,910 adverse will be my material cost variance. When talking about material price variance, again, 20 minus 25 into 350 and 30 minus 28 into 220. This will be my material price variance. That is 1750 adverse. $440 is favorable. So this will be 1310 adverse. When talking about material usage variance, again 300 we were supposed to use and we actually use 350 into 20. This will be 1000 adverse. Similarly, we were supposed to use 200 units, but we actually use 220 units into 30. So this is 600 adverse. So this will be 1600 adverse. Further, when talking about mix and yield, again, this 570 should be in the ratio of 3:2. So this should be for A and B, this should be 342 minus 350 into 20. This will be 228 minus 220 into 30. This will be 160 adverse. $240 favorable. This will be 80 favorable. Further, when talking about yield variance, the work was supposed to be completed in 500 kgs, but the work was completed in 570 kgs. So, how much kgs extra use? 70 kgs into the weighted average price, that is 12,000 divided by 500. This will be 1680 at least. So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. Very good, Bhumika. I think please recheck your answers. Further, those who are not able to solve the question, yeah, I understand, Rajesh, there was some mistake in your calculation. Anyone having any doubts in this part, you guys can please post your query. Waiting for your queries, guys. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Herein, the key is that in this question, no information is given as regards output. So we will assume that the output is same. Yes, Darshan, I think your answers were correct. Anyone having any doubts? So when talking about material mix variance, 570 should be in the ratio of 30 is to 20. So it is 342 is to 228 minus the actual quantity, that is 350 and 220, into the standard price, that is 20 and 30. Rushita, you have posted a wrong, incorrect answer. I hope your query is resolved and you are able to figure out that what was wrong in your solution. Yes, Rushita. No worries, Anupam. That's completely okay, my dear. Komal Prajapati, again you posted incorrect answer. I hope you are able to rectify what went wrong. Miss Ashwini Ben Patel. Yes, if the output is not given, then we'll assume that the output is same for the budgeted and standard data, budgeted and actual data. Rushita, what went wrong? You have posted incorrect answer. Yes. Varsha, again, I think you have posted incorrect answer. Rashmi, you have posted incorrect answer. Anisha, I think your answers were correct. So Rashmi, when talking about the work was supposed to be completed on 500 kgs of input. However, the work was completed in 570 kgs of input into. Now there is an extra usage of 70 kgs. It can be of A or B, any one. So better we are taking the weighted average price. Missing Rajiv Kumar, again you have posted incorrect answer in material mix and yield. So please, I hope you have rectified the mistake. Sushil, I wish I could, but the time is running. It's already 8:16. Okay, so I'll give one more question and I'll take a break. So in the break, you guys can solve the question and post your answer. Now your answers are correct, Bhumika. So following data is given for 10 units of chemical X, wherein the quantity for A and B is 500 and 800, and the price is also given, that is 8 and 6. Now during the month of April 2023, 70 units were manufactured, wherein the quantity that was used was 3600 at the rate 7 and 5400 at the rate 9. So you are required to calculate all the material variances. So I request you guys to please please take the screenshot of the question. I request you guys to please take the screenshot of the question. Now let's take a break of 15 minutes. We'll be back after 15 minutes. I'll discuss this question and then we will finish the labor variance also. So let's take 15 minutes break. Thereafter, we'll solve this question and we'll discuss with the labor variances. Welcome back, guys. So I think many students posted the answers. Darshan, Miss Singh, Rajiv Kumar, Manisha, Ishan, Harshita, Aisha, Nehal, Anupam, Kavita, and Sushil. So I'll prepare the master chart for your reference. When talking about the budgeted data, the information is given in the question, that is A and B, 500 and 800. The price is given, that is 8 and 6. Now this data is for 10 units of output. When talking about actual output, the actual output is 70 units. Further, the quantity is 3600, 5400, 7 and 9. Two figures are not comparable because the budgeted output is 10 and the actual output is 70. So revised standard will be 3500, 5600, 8 and 6. This will be 28,000. This will be 33,600. This will be 61,600. This will be 25,200. So this is the master chart. So when talking about material cost variance, this will be 12,200 adverse. Material price variance will be 12,600 adverse. Material usage variance will be 400 favorable. Rest you guys can calculate. So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. So I think most of the students' answers were correct. Very good, everyone. So enough of discussion on material variances. Now let's proceed further with the remaining part of the chapter. So let's start with the remaining part of the chapter, guys. So we are done with material variances. Now let's start with labor variance. So we are done with the investigation of material department. Now we have to start investigating the labor department. So let's start, guys, with labor variances. So now, let's start with the investigation of labor department. I'll be discussing again this with the help of a practical question. So let's start. Now, when talking about the budgeted data, again, the concepts are more or less related to material, only the concepts are same as what we have discussed in material. So let's say herein the budgeted data is given wherein we are manufacturing a particular product and 3 types of labors are required for manufacturing 1 unit of a product. Let's say 3 types of labor workforce is required, that is skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. I repeat again, guys. We are starting with the investigation of labor department, wherein let's say the information is given in the question wherein to manufacture 1 unit of a product, let's say 3 types of labors are required, that is skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. Further, when talking about the hours, 2 hours of skilled labor, 3 hours of semi-skilled labor, and 5 hours of unskilled labor is required to manufacture 1 unit of a particular product. When talking about the rate, let's say the rate is 5, 3, and 2. This is the budgeted data that is given in the question. Further, when talking about the actual data, let's say the actual output was 5,000 units. Let's say the actual output was 5,000 units. Further, when talking about the hours, let's say the actual hours taken are 9,000 in case of skilled, 17,000 in case of semi-skilled, and let's say 30,000 in case of unskilled. Further, when talking about the rate of payment, it is, let's say, 7, 2.75, and 1.5. So the total amount will be 63,000. This will be 45,000. And this will be 46,750. $154,750. Now, this information is given in the question. Very good, Rushita. Yes, Avishar, that's good, perfect. So now, this information is given in the question. So now the point is, assume that if it is the question of material, just like the question of material, assume that this is the question of material. Now my point, are these 2 figures comparable? My question is, are these 2 figures comparable? This is the data for 1 unit of output. This is the data for 5,000 units of output. So assume that this is the question of material. Are these two figures comparable? Yes, guys, are these two figures comparable? Waiting for your answers. No, no, no. Perfect. See, these two figures are not comparable because this data is for 1 unit of output and this data is for 5,000 units of output. So herein we have to make it comparable. So can anyone tell me? Very good. Ashwini Shetty, these two figures are not comparable. So what I want to say is that these two figures are not comparable. Why? Because their output is not same. So just like material, in case of labor also again, the basis of comparison is what? Output. Just like material, in case of labor also, the basis of comparison is what? Output. So can anyone tell me that how much are the hours required to manufacture 5,000 units? 5,000 units बनाने के लिए कितने hours लगने चाहिए थे? How much should be the hours for 5,000 units? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me this point? How much hours we should use for manufacturing 5,000 units of skilled labor? The actual hours used were 9,000, but how much hours we should have used to manufacture 5,000 units of skilled labor? Incorrect answer, Rashmi Podar. Darshan, correct answer. Kavita, correct answer. I repeat again, how much hours we should have actually used of skilled labor to manufacture 5,000 units? Waiting for your answers, guys. Very good, everybody's answer. Anisha, your answer is incorrect. Rest everyone correct answer. Rashmi Podar, incorrect answer. Rest everybody's correct answer. Ashwini, waiting for your answer. Ashwini Ben Patel, waiting for your answers, my dear. Komal, incorrect answer. Komal Prajapati, incorrect answer. So now when talking about the hours, we should have used 1 unit take 2 hours. So 5,000 units will take how many hours? 10,000. Similarly, for semi-skilled also, 1 unit take 3 hours. So for 5,000 units, we should have taken 15,000 hours. Again, 1 unit 5 hours. So 5,000 units, how many hours? 25,000. So this 5,000 units should be manufactured in aggregate by using 50,000 hours. And the rate is 5, 3 and 2. So total 50,000 rupees, 45,000 rupees and 50,000 should be the cost. Total will be 1,45,000. So to manufacture 5,000 units, we should have used 10,000 hours of skilled labor, 15,000 hours of semi-skilled labor and 25,000 hours for unskilled labor. Ashwini, I'll check your answer. Don't worry. Ashwini Ben Patel. So now, if you guys, now, very important guys, the master chart is ready. Now just assume we have to follow the same concepts what we have used in material cost variances. I repeat again, the master chart for labor is ready. Now, very important, we have to apply the similar concept, the same concept what we have discussed in material variance. So let's say if we want to calculate material cost variance with this information, assuming that this is quantity, this is price, and this is the total amount. Now guys, can you guys tell me what will be the material cost variance if this is the master chart of the, if it is the master chart in case of material? Can anyone tell me that what will be the material cost variance? If this is the master chart in case of material, then can anyone tell me how much will be the material cost variance? Yes, Kavita, your answer is correct. Very good, Darshan. You have to apply the same concept what we have discussed in case of material cost variance. So what will be the labor cost variance? Can anyone tell me? I've got answer from Kavita and Darshan. Your answers are correct. The same approach, guys. Instead of material, we'll be calculating labor cost variance. You have to apply the same concept what we have discussed in case of material. Yes, everyone, your answers are correct. So to manufacture 5,000 units, how much should be the cost? 1,45,000 should be my cost. But how much cost that was actually incurred? 154,750 was actually incurred. So how much extra it is incurred? 9,750 extra, we call it as in. I repeat again, to manufacture 5,000 units, how much cost was supposed to be incurred? 1,45,000. But how much cost is actually incurred? 1,54,750. Just like the concept we discussed in material cost variance, we have to apply the same concept. Alternatively, as I've discussed, we can calculate in this way also. That is, to manufacture 5,000 units, $10,000 hours of skilled labors were required at the rate 5. However, the work was completed in 9,000 hours at the rate 7. Similarly, for semi-skilled, 15,000 hours we should have used at the rate 3, but we actually used 17,000 hours at the rate 2.75. Similarly, in the third case, again, 25,000 hours we should have used at the rate 2, but the work was completed in 30,000 hours and we have paid wages at the rate 1.5. So, very good, everyone. So herein, when talking about the calculation of labor cost variance, again, the concept is same. The same concept what we have used in material cost variance. Now herein, again, two parts. Here it was material price variance that shows the difference in price. So in case of labor, it's not price, it is labor rate variance. Again, you have to apply the same concept in case of the same concept what we use to calculate material price variance. Herein we'll be calculating labor rate variance. So the name has changed, rest the concepts are same. सिर्फ नाम बदल गया है, rest all the concepts are same in case of labor. So when talking about material price variance, we were supposed to pay 5 rupees, but we actually paid 7 rupees into actual quantity. So again, we'll apply the same concept. That is, we were supposed to pay the wages at the rate 5. We actually paid at the rate 7 into the total actual hours worked were 9,000. Again, in second case, again, we were supposed to pay the wages at the rate 3, but we actually paid wages at the rate 2.75 into the total actual hours paid were 17,000. Similarly, again, in the third case, 2 minus 1.5 into 30,000. So this will be 18,000 adverse. Very good, Ishan. Very good, Darshan. Very good, Anisha. So this will be 4250. This will be 1250. Again, I repeat, the concepts are same what we have discussed in material variances. So herein, we used to calculate material price variance, but herein we will calculate labor rate variance. It's 1250, Komal, please check. Bhumika, please check. It is 1250, not 6250, my dear. Now, let's move toward the third part. Herein, we used to calculate material usage variance. That is, kitna quantity use hona chahiye tha, kitna quantity use hua. So, herein, when talking about labor, it's how much time we should have taken and how much time we actually took. So, when talking about labor variances, in case of material, it is material usage. In case of labor, it is labor time variance. Or we can say, we call it as efficiency variance also. So again, the same concept, the work was supposed to be completed. The work was supposed to be completed in 10,000 hours. We took 9,000 hours into the standard rate, that is 5. Again, when talking about material, 15,000 quantity was supposed to be used. We actually used 17,000 into the standard rate. So in case of labor also, the work was supposed to be completed in 15,000 hours. We actually took 17,000 hours into the rate per hour, that is 3. In the third case, again, 25,000 hours minus 30,000 hours. So this will be 5,000 favorable. This will be 6,000 adverse. This will be 10,000 adverse. Anyone having any doubts till now? Very good, Ishan. Very good, Anisha. If you guys have any doubts till now, you guys can please post your queries. Anvisha, it is 11,000 adverse, my dear. Sorry, Ashwini. Again, सिर्फ name change हुआ है. The concepts are same. There is no difference in there are no difference in concepts as far as material variances and labor variances are concerned. I mean, the point is everything is same. Same. Naam badal gaya hai. Rest all, everything is same. The concepts and all, everything is same. In material also, the basis of comparison was output, and in labor also, the basis of comparison is output. Now again, here again also, the same. Here we used to calculate material mix variance. So here it will be labor mix variance. That is the same concept. 56,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5. 56,000. That is labor time variance or efficiency variance, Sushil? So 56,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5. However, 56,000 was actually in the ratio of 9,000, 17,000, and 30,000. Into the rate 5, 3, and 2. No worries, Ashwini. Yes, Rushita, well said that in case of price, it is labor rate. In case of material usage, it is labor time variance. In case of rest, everything is same. So now, next part is what? The same again, labor yield variance. Or we can call it as labor time, and this will be labor efficiency variance. Or we can say sub-efficiency variance. Again, same concept. To manufacture these 5,000 units, we should have taken approx 50,000 hours. That is, the work was supposed to be completed in 50,000 hours. But we actually took 56,000 hours into the weighted average rate, that is 145 divided by 50. This will be 17,400. This is favorable, my dear Ishan. Again, a good question, Himanshu. So the person who recruits the workers, the person who supervises the ultimate, the in charge of the labor department, again, the more or less it is related to supervisor-based job. that is the labor supervisor, labor union leader, or something like that. So I request you guys to please copy this explanation. Now, as far as formula is concerned, again, let me take the red pen. 1 second. So now again, the formulas are also same. When talking about labor cost variance, see, in case of material cost variance, it was standard quantity into standard price minus actual quantity into actual price. So herein it is standard quantity into standard price minus actual quantity into actual price. So this is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. Standard hours into standard rate minus actual hour into actual rate. Again, the concept of the formula is same. When talking about rate variance also, in case of material price variance, it was standard price minus actual price into actual quantity. So here it will be standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours. When talking about labor time or efficiency variance, again the concept is similar to material. It will be standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. In case of mixed variance, again standard mix minus actual hour into standard rate. And in case of yield, the same formula, that is standard, instead of standard quantity, this will be standard hours minus standard mix into standard. So everything is same, no change, only the names are changed. That is, in case of price, it is rate. In case of usage, it is time. Giving you 3 to 4 minutes time or 5 minutes time, I request you guys to please copy. As I told you guys, this is the standard mix. So 56,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5. So this will be 11,200. This will be 16,800. And this will be 20. No, dear, we have to focus only on the output. That is very important. So please check the output, Darshan. I request you guys to please copy the solution. Again, yes, labor mix plus yield will be time. Time plus rate will be cost. I repeat again, guys. 6,400, 7,000, 1,400. 7,000, 17,000, 1,400 is adverse and 6,400 is favorable. So this is how I got 11,000 adverse. 11,000 adverse, 1,250 favorable. This is 9,750. So mix plus yield will be time. Time plus rate will be cost. Manish sir? Manish sir? Sir, the board is visible, the letters are visible. Okay, fine, sir. Okay. So now this part we have discussed, which is similar to the material variances. Now let's say if in a particular question the information is given as regards idle hours. Very important, guys. What if in a particular question the information is given as regards idle hours? Let's say skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. So idle hours are given. Let's say 500, 400, and 100. I repeat again, if no information is given as regards idle hours, then the question apply the same concepts what we have discussed in calculating the material variances. But what if in case if idle hours are given in the question? What if in case idle hours are given in the question? So it means total 9,000, 17,000, 30,000 hours we are paying to the worker. However, these idle hours are what we do. We have to pay. See, idle hours are a loss to the company because they have to pay for idle hours, but the worker sits idle. So herein, when talking about When talking about the hours paid, this 9,000, 17,000, 30,000 we are actually paying. For these hours we are actually paying. But the hours actually worked, actual hours worked will be how much? See, 9,000 for 9,000 hours we are paying, but the workers are actually working for how many hours? 8,500 hours. Again, to the semi-skilled workers, we are paying for 17,000 hours, but the workers actually worked for 16,600 hours only. That is 17,000 hours minus 400 hours, that is 16,600 hours. And similarly, in the third case, it is 29,900 hours. So total 1,000 are the number of idle hours. Out of 56,000, 1,000 hours are idle hours. It means the workers actually worked for 55,000 hours. So now, the point is, if idle hours are given in the question, how to calculate the variance. I repeat again, guys, some additional information is given in the question as regards idle hours, wherein the total idle hours of skilled worker is 500, semi-skilled worker is 400, unskilled worker is 100. So we will first calculate the actual hours worked. See, total hours we are paying is for 9,000 hours minus idle hours is 500. It means the hours they actually worked is 8,500. Similarly, in semi-skilled it is 16,600 and in unskilled it is 29,900. Now the point is, what will be the change in the solution? Solution में क्या change आएगा because of idle hours? So let's start, guys. Now, when talking about labor cost variance, no change, because anyways, if idle hours are given or not, we are going to pay 150 for 750. So when talking about labor cost variance, there will be no change. That is, we were supposed to pay 1,45,000 hours for manufacturing 5,000 units, but we actually paid how much? 150 for 750. So how much extra we paid? 9,750 extra we paid. We call it as adverse. Now again, when talking about labor rate variance, also there will be no change. When talking about rate variance, also there will be no change, wherein skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled, no change. Very simple. We were supposed to pay at the rate 5. We actually paid at the rate 7 into 9,000. So this will be 18,000 adverse. Similarly, in the second case, we were supposed to pay at the rate 3. We paid at the rate 2.75 into 17,000. Further, when 2 minus 1.5 into 30,000. So this will be 15,000. Now, when talking about again labor time variance, also there will be no change. No change at all. Skilled, semi-skilled, and unskilled. Again, there will be no change in labor time variance also. That is, the work was supposed to be completed in 10,000 hours, but they took 9,000 hours only into 7. 15,000 hours minus 17,000 hours into 3. This is 1250, that is 15,000 favorable plus 4250 favorable. That is 19,250 favorable minus 18,000 adverse. So this will be 1250 favorable. So if idle hours are given in the question, then too also there will be no impact on cost, rate, and time variance. Now, very important. Herein, instead of 2, we'll calculate 3 variance, that is idle time variance. Now, this idle time is a loss to the company, so it will always be adverse, that is 500, 400, and 100. We'll apply the standard rate, that is 5, 3, and 2. So this will be 2,500 adverse. This will be 1,200 adverse, and this will be 200 adverse. So total 3,900 adverse. Now, when talking about labor mix variance, there will be a change. Let's take a very basic situation, guys. Please try to understand. Don't try to memorize the formula. See, when talking about difference, there was a difference of 50 to 56,000. There was a total difference of 50 to 56,000. So the difference was of 6,000. Of this, 1,000 was already eliminated in the form of idle time. Again, we have to consider the difference of overall difference of 6,000 in time variance. However, of this 6,000, the difference due to idle time is already eliminated. I repeat again, guys, there was a difference of 50 to 56,000. It means 6,000 there was a difference. Of this, due to idle time, we have already considered as idle time variance. In case of, let's take a very, very basic situation wherein in case of unskilled labor also, the work was supposed to be completed in 25,000 hours. We are paying for 30,000 hours. It means there is a total difference of 5,000 hours. Of this, 100 hours difference is already considered in the form of idle time. So we are left out with a difference of what? How much? 25 and 29,900. So what I want to say is, guys, yes, Himanshu will be calculating. What I want to say is, guys, on a very simple terms, that Himanshu, I'll address your query in some time. What I want to say is that out of difference of 6,000, 1,000 is already considered. So now and onwards, from mix and yield variances, these figures will come into picture. That is, actual hour worked will come into picture. For mix and yield, the actual hour worked will come into picture rather than actual hour paid. Why? Because there is a difference of 6,000. Of this, 1,000 is already considered in idle time. So when talking about labor mix variance, earlier what we used to do is 56,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5. So here in the difference of 1,000 is already considered in idle time variance. So now we will be considering the actual hour worked only, that is 55,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5 rather than 56,000, because 1,000 hours we have already considered. So 55,000 should be in the ratio of 2:3:5. So therefore, the ratio will be 55,000 into 2 by 10. This will be 11,000. This will be 16,500. And this will be 27,500. This will be 27,500. Minus, again, since we have taken 50,000 in the ratio of 2:3:5, so ours will also be 8,500, 16,600, and 29,900. So if idle time is there, and we are calculating idle time variance here, so after deducting the idle time, we'll be getting actual hours worked. So for mix and yield, we will be taking actual hours worked rather than actual hours paid into 5, 3, and 2. Again, when talking about labor yield or efficiency variance, labor yield or efficiency or sub-efficiency, I think this part of the boat is visible. So herein, the work was supposed to be completed in 50,000 hours, but we actually took 55,000 hours. We will not be considering 56, we'll be considering 55,000 hours into the weighted average rate, that is 145 divided by 50. So this will be 14,500 Edwards. If you guys have any doubts or queries in this part, you guys can please tell me. So if idle hours are given and we are considering idle hours here, so it means labor mix and yield will be calculated on the basis of actual hours worked rather than actual hours paid. So there will be a small change in the formula, wherein labor cost variance, it is standard hours into standard rates minus actual hour paid into actual rate. So herein we'll be using actual hours paid and actual hours worked, two terms. Herein standard rate minus actual rate, standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours paid. Herein standard hours minus actual hour paid into standard rate. When talking about idle time, idle hours into standard rate. Now, labor mix variance, very important. Standard mix as per actual hour worked minus actual hour worked into standard rate. When talking about yield variance, again, the standard mix as calculated, standard hours minus standard mix into standard. So if no information is given in the question as regards idle hour, then you have to apply the same concept as what we have discussed in material. See, that is why I've discussed 4 to 5 questions in case of material variances. The only reason is that once you are thorough with the concept of material variance, you can easily calculate labor variances. So if no information is given in the question as regards idle hours, then again you have to apply the same concept what we have discussed in material variance. But yes, if idle hours are given, then we will first calculate idle time variance. For mix and yield, we'll be using actual hours worked rather than actual hours paid. So this is the way you guys have to solve the question. If you guys have any doubts, queries, you guys can please post your query. See, Himanshu, when talking about this question, to be very frank, if it will also be considered in standard hours and it will also be considered in actual hours. So no variance will be calculated. But yes, if it is abnormal idle hours, then yes, we do calculate idle time variance. So I request you guys to please copy the solution. Further, if you guys have any doubts, you guys can please post your queries. Waiting for your queries, guys. Thank you so much, Darshan. So no queries now. It's already 9:33. I hope you guys have copied the solution. Yes, Himanshu. So guys, thank you so much for your time and patience and for active participation in the session. I request you guys to solve all the questions of at least study material, that is illustration and practical question relating to material and labor variances. So I'll be back with the remaining part of the chapter in the next session, that is fixed. We are yet to investigate the fixed overhead and variable overhead department. So I'll be discussing few questions on labor variances. So I request you guys to please practice few questions before the next session. Thank you so much, guys. 1 second. We are left out with labor and overhead variances. Yes, Bhumika, again, in case of material and labor, the basis of comparison is output. And if idle hours are given, then it is actual idle hour. Actual idle hours. So thank you. Take care, guys. Enjoy your weekend. It's Saturday, so enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much, guys.